Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Prosperity Mindset Masterclass. Within the next 3 days, we're going to be sharing with you some truly phenomenal life transformational information. And we're very happy to have you here with us today. And it's our privilege to be here with you and to share the information that can literally change the course of your life. So, what I would like to encourage you to do is to lean in, give us 100% of attention, and this is where you get the most out of these sessions. So, we're going to be going live for the next 3 days, and we have 6 sessions ahead of you. And I wanted to welcome each and one of you, and thank you so much for your participation. And our promise to you is that by end of this weekend, you will feel like a different person, because what will help you to show you, and you will understand who you really are and what you are truly capable of doing. You will see your vibration shifting, and you'll be equipped with some tools and tips on how to improve your life going forward. So before we go into today's topic, I would like to hear from you. So please do say hello in the chat box. If you are watching us live on Facebook, you have the chance to actively participate in our workshop. If you are watching us on LinkedIn or YouTube, welcome. And if you'd like to get an active participation by asking questions and sharing your experience, you can still join our private Facebook group. We'll post the link below this video. So regardless where you are watching us from, I'm so happy. I can see people are jumping on. So thank you so much. And I can see there's lots of hellos. Absolutely wonderful. What we can also promise you is that within the next 3 days, you're going to be feeling our energy. It's going to be 5 people coming here and sharing their experience with you. The only thing we have in common amongst our team is that we all started years ago and we've been searching for more. So the one thing that brought us all together was the need and the feeling that there must be something more out there. We've all been kind of successful. We've done our bit in our life, professional and personal. And there was one point in our life years ago where each and one of us felt that their life has to be better, that my life has to be more fulfilled, more happy. And that's when the search began. And then what happened was we all bet on ourselves. So we gave ourselves a chance to get to know who we are and what we are truly capable of doing. So today we're going to be talking about you, who you are, and what you are truly capable of achieving. We're going to be sharing with you some tips you can start using today and see what you can create in your life. Also, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving you assignments with every single session for the next 3 days. We're going to be giving you assignments, and we highly encourage you to do those assignments, because everything we share with you for the next 3 days is quite simple yet powerful. And what happens is when I work with my clients, we often start with these simple exercises, and a lot of people, not just my clients, but a lot of people who read about it, who learn about it, they ignore the simplicity of it. Because what we are thinking, and we are raised to believe that in order for me to change my life dramatically, there must be some sort of complicated process behind it. There must be some sort of complicated formula I have to learn. But the truth is, we complicate it. We complicate it because of lack of understanding and lack of awareness. And we don't have that understanding and awareness because this information is taught nowhere else. So when you go to school through your education, your higher education as well, we don't learn about this information. That's why when we come to learn it, it becomes so simple that we can't believe that this information is actually going to transform my life. So, what I also encourage you to do is to be open minded. Don't ignore the simplicity of the tasks we're going to be asking you to complete. And we are also going to make it much more fun because we're going to be rewarding you for completing those tasks. So please make sure that not only you lean in forward, you pay 100% attention, because multitasking doesn't work, but you also stay with us till the end of each session, because at the end of each session, we're going to be giving you the assignment and we're going to be telling you what you can win if you complete your assignment. Right, so this is so fantastic to see so many of you, and we are very glad to have you with us as well, and we have a wonderful crowd today. So before we go into today's session, and today we'll talk about how to discover your life purpose. What can you do to start living the life you truly want? I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. For those of you who have been in our private group in Facebook, you've known me for a while. We've been working together for the past few months, but there are so many brand new people with us. So I would like you to get to know me a little bit before I get to know you as well. So I've been in coaching for the past 7 years. And before I got into being a coach, my background is finance. So I've spent over a decade in financial world. And for all these years, I really enjoyed what I was doing. So don't get me wrong. When you are searching for more, it's not always the case that you don't like what you're doing, but it's more of a case that you feel there is more out there. And I know there's some of you here that feel that you just go to work and you just do same old same, and some of you may feel like you've lost your mojo. So when you have that, when you feel that life is not exciting anymore, when you go to work and you don't feel excited about each day, this is not normal. And this is something I used to experience quite a lot. So I would be at one employment for a couple of years, and then I would feel that I've lost my mojo. I would feel that the job has become repetitive. And I kept changing it. I kept changing jobs every 2 to 3 years because I had that desire to live a happy and fulfilled life. And I've always believed that you can do this. Why? Because I was exposed to all these great minds who were talking about that fulfillment, happiness, finding life purpose. And I've heard it over and over again for over a decade. I've heard that when you find something that you love doing, you never feel like you work a day in your life. And that's what I wanted to create in my life. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something I truly love and enjoy. So then I live my life with passion. So I've been on that quest of searching for over 10 years. And every single time when I would change a job, it would be quite exciting in the beginning because it was very new challenges, new environment, new people, things to learn. And I would feel, yes, this is it. This feels different. I really enjoy it. And then 18 months later, I felt like I was on that plateau again. It was same old same, more of the same. And I would become like a robot, just doing same old same. The fulfillment would not be there. The reward was not there. So I kept changing. And 4 jobs later, I was just about to make my next move onto the next search. And then something occurred to me. What has occurred to me was that realization of the pattern being repeated. And before going out there and searching for another job, I've stopped and I've asked myself a question. What am I doing? I'm actually repeating the same pattern. I keep searching and I keep changing jobs and companies, thinking that I'm going to find that happiness, not understanding that it's not out there, it's right here. So, what has happened back then, it was about 6 years ago. I went through a very strange period in my life. It was 6 weeks of feeling really low. And I can't even describe how it felt because I've forgotten about it. It was such a long time ago. But I remember the moments where every single day I cried. I was crying and I didn't see the reason behind it. It was not, my life was okay. My job was fine. There was nothing terrible happening in that job, but I felt that incredible sadness and I couldn't understand what was going on within me. But now I understand that I hit the wall of frustration, losing direction, losing faith. I started doubting myself. I started asking myself, maybe this happiness, fulfillment, living with passion is not meant for me. What also happened around that time is when I was about to change my job for the fifth time, somebody said to me, "What's wrong with you? Why are you not satisfied? Why are you keep searching? What are you searching for?" And I looked around and I saw people in my current job back then and also previous jobs who would be there for 10, 15, 20 years. And when you look around sometimes, you think maybe there is really something wrong with me. So you start questioning yourself. You start questioning that desire to search because it feels like you're not finding what you're looking for. And when you look around, sometimes you can't see that people are doing the same. So it could be a very lonely journey. So that really hit me hard back then because I was thinking maybe there is something wrong with me. Maybe I'm never going to be happy or satisfied with what I have. And at that time, I kind of slowed down because of that doubt and worry entered my mind. And I was thinking about it. Maybe I should just calm down and live the life and the way it is. And I started to entertain the idea that you can't have everything. That's what I've heard as well from some of my friends back then. And I started to think maybe you really can't have everything. So I went through that very strange period of 6 weeks where it was so many negative emotions, so much confusion, and that spirit of search was slowly dying. And I remember I was looking for some sort of solutions as well, like why can I not just be satisfied and what's going on with me, what's wrong with me. And I want you to really think about your life right now, where you are right now, and I would like to hear from you as well. So something I would highly encourage you to do is to get involved in our workshop as well, to be vocal, to share your experience, because we would love to get to know you as well. You're going to listen to us for the next 6 sessions, but I would like this to be a two-way conversation. So I have a chat box open here and I'm checking it from time to time. And I can see that some of you are actually already sharing with your experience. So thank you so much for this. And I can see that some of you are relating to what I'm just describing. And that was exactly my question. How many of you can relate to this? How many of you feel that you know there is something more out there? You feel that you're meant to do more. You feel that maybe you've lost your mojo. Maybe at your work or maybe with your business, when you began, you were excited, you were full of energy, and then something happened. Something happened. And how many of you perhaps have given up on your dreams because maybe you've heard from the outside that you're never satisfied, that you should be satisfied with what you have, that you're not grateful, or that you can't have everything. Or if you were about to do something different, maybe you've heard those questions. How are you going to make it happen? Where are you going to get the money from? Where are you going to get the time from? And all these questions can be very overwhelming because we don't know the answer to that question. So what happens is if we don't have that answer straight away, we give in and we start doubting ourselves and we start compromising with that moment of, okay, I'm not fully satisfied, but maybe this is what it is. Maybe this is life. Maybe it cannot get any better. So please give me 2 thumbs up if you can relate to this. Because if you can, I want you to know that, first of all, there's nothing wrong with you. Second of all, you are one of the people, one of a very small percentage of people who are searching, and that search is very good. Why? And I'll explain you why. And by the end of this weekend, you'll understand more of what's going on within yourself. And we have so much more information to share with you as well, what's happening within you. So when you have that feeling of you're never satisfied, or at least you start something with a huge energy and motivation and that fizzles away, there is a reason for it. And today I'm going to just talk about that one reason. There's many more, and we'll explain that by end of this weekend. So please do pay attention. But sometimes what happens is when you start something exciting, like a new job, and this is what has happened to me multiple times. It was exciting at the beginning because it was a new challenge. You were going into something brand new, you had challenges, you were growing, you were learning, and this is the essence of who you really are. You are a spiritual being, and your spirit is there to expand and express yourself. So if you feel the constant need of growing and moving forward, and you might be happy with what you have, but you're not satisfied, the lack of satisfaction is actually healthy, because this is your life purpose. Your life purpose on this planet is to grow and to expand your awareness. Because if you do that for yourself, if you constantly grow and learn and experience, you can then help other people to do the same. And if you feel that, you're perfectly fine. You cannot give it away. You cannot give up on it. You have to be really paying attention to what you feel and always go after that inner guiding system. That inner guiding system, being your intuition, is there for you to point you towards the right direction. But what happens with majority of people is because we don't understand what's going on within ourselves, we then start doubting ourselves. That's what happened to me years ago. And then even though maybe you lived your life with the feeling of intuition and you followed it, sometimes when life doesn't come your way the way you expected, you start doubting yourself. And life sometimes doesn't come the way we expected because we might be missing certain awareness. So, everything you need to create that fulfillment in life, everything you truly desire, is already there within you. You don't have to gain anything. You don't have to get to anything in order for you to create that happy and fulfilled and healthy and wealthy life. But what you do have to do is you have to learn about you, who you are, and what you are truly capable of doing. You have to learn to recognize your true potential and bring it to the surface. And the only way to do so is through studies and understanding of you. The only way to do so is when you expand your awareness. And the only way to expand your awareness is through studies. And this is exactly what we're going to be sharing with you today and for the next 3 days. If you have any questions during these sessions, please do put it in the chat box, because we have a very special session dedicated to Q&As only on Sunday at 12 p.m. UK time. So if there's anything that you're unsure about, if there's anything that you would like us to elaborate on, please do put that question in the chat box, because on Sunday at 12 p.m. we will be addressing everything that you are unsure of. So please stay tuned in and just be involved in that session. Now, going back to my story, when I felt that moment of confusion, of anger, of a little bit disappointment, and the moment of almost giving up, after 6 weeks of being in that very strange state where nobody really could help me but myself, there was this teeny tiny voice in my head that told me back then, give it another shot. Give it another shot and see what will happen. So what I did do, just to make a long story short, I reached out to my current mentor, Bob Proctor, back then. And why Bob Proctor? It's a bit of a story, but I'll make it very brief here, is that back in 2007, I read The Secret, The Law of Attraction. So many of you might be familiar with it. And then I watched the movie and I was absolutely mesmerized by the information and by the movie. Why? Because this information had resonated with me, completely resonated with me. I could feel that it was the truth. I could feel that I can relate to this. It just felt really good. And the truth always resonates with you. Not logically, but here you can feel it. You can feel the truth. So I remember from 2007, out of all these people from the movie The Secret, Bob Proctor stood up. So how many of you have heard about The Secret, or watched the movie, or read the book? Or how many of you read the book about the law of attraction at all? Or any other laws of the universe? Because we're going to elaborate on that a little bit as well in the next few days. So if you have, can you please put in the chat box that you have read the book or heard the movie, or you know what I'm talking about right now. So when Bob Proctor stood out from the crowd of people, I literally started to follow him, and I followed him for about 7 years. So I would be listening to him on and off. I've read his books, I've followed him on YouTube, and it was just at the back of my mind. He was just at the back of my mind. He was like kind of my leader, the voice in my head when things came really tough sometimes. So I would just go back to him and I would follow his advice. And when I was listening to him, something was shifting within me. It's the same like when we are surrounded with certain people, and those people have the clarity in their mind. They know where they're going. They know themselves. They know who they are and what they are truly capable of doing. That energy is passed on to us. And this is what happens when we are in a room with these people who know who they are and where they're going. They have a very peculiar energy. They are usually very motivated. They are happy. They are prosperous individuals. And when that person walks into the room, you can feel the presence of that person. And I can bet that you can relate to this as well. How many times you walked into the room, or maybe you worked in the environment when you had a person like that or a few people like that. We feel each other's energy because, like Einstein used to say, energy, they're all it is. It's all energy. And the more we study the laws of the universe, the more you will learn how you are a big part of it. And you either will learn those laws and work with them, and then the life will be easy for you, or you will ignore these laws and you will be working against them. And sometimes it's going to work out for you because you will be in harmony with those laws, and sometimes it will be against because you'll be going against these laws. So the laws of the universe work just like the law of the gravity works. You never question the law of the gravity, right? You never would go to the edge of the cliff and see, let's see if I'm going to fall down. We know it works. The same like the law of attraction works and all the other laws of the universe. So I can see that lots of you are completely agreeing with that. Energy is everything. Yes, you've read the book, you've seen the movie. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really happy to hear from you guys. And thank you so much for your comments. It means a lot. If there are any questions, I'm going to be back to your questions after the session, okay? So now, I have a couple of questions for you. Before we go and talk about how to discover your purpose, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So discovering your life purpose is really easy. But what is difficult is to really get to know yourself, who you are, and what you are truly capable of doing. When you study yourself and when you understand your mind, your conscious mind and subconscious mind, something we're going to talk about in later session today at 7 p.m. UK, When you start understanding the difference between your intellectual mind and your emotional mind, you will see why sometimes things work out for you easily and why sometimes they are a struggle. So, in order for you to really discover your life purpose and live that life with passion and do something you truly love to do and make it successful, you do have to understand you. So, my very first question to you is, who are you? If I've asked that question to each and one of you present here with us, for those of you who are watching this as a recording, who are you? What would you say? What would be your answer? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this question? I would like you to either write it down or make a note, a mental note of that answer, or share with us in a chat box, please. What's the answer that comes to your mind? Who are you? It's a very important question because we can't change something or improve something if we don't know what to improve. So, in order for you to shift your life, in order for you to start creating the life you truly want and desire and deserve, you have to understand what you can shift, right? So I can see some answers coming, really beautiful ones. A warm, kind-hearted person. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'd like to hear more from you guys. So who are you? It's really beautiful to say that as well. I love that answer. Majority people, when I ask that question, they say, well, I'm Bob, I'm Rob, I'm Alex. And we kind of introduce ourselves. But the true essence of who you really are is the key for your future growth. I can see the answer here as spiritual being having a human experience. Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing. So who you really are is you are a spiritual being. Just like I've mentioned before, you don't have a spirit, you are a spiritual being. And the quicker you start understanding this and the quicker you start acknowledging it, the faster you're going to move forward. So, this is something we will touch upon probably during every session this week and this weekend, because this is the essence of who you are. Just like Einstein used to say, energy, that all there is, and you are energy as well. That's why the law of attraction is just part of the laws of the universe, but the law of attraction is not the primary law. There's so many people who have read the book and they think the law of attraction, that's it, this is the key to everything. But the law of attraction is actually the secondary law. What is the primary law of the universe? That's my second question to you. What is the primary law of the universe that governs this universe and that governs you? And upon this law, everything comes your way, good and bad. So the more you understand this law, the quicker you can shift it and the quicker you can attract to what's in harmony with you. So who knows, or what you think, what's the primary law of the universe? So some of you say the law of attraction, it's one of the laws, but it's not a primary law. So the primary law is the law of vibration. The law of vibration, something we're going to talk about as well in tonight's session at 7 p.m. So we'll elaborate on that a little bit. So the law of vibration is basically what the law says is that you attract to you everything, not what you want. So many people say, I want more money. I want this year, 2022, to be the best year so far. So we all have our wants. But as you will learn during this weekend, is that the wants are in your intellectual mind, in your conscious mind. But you attract not what you want, but you attract what you are. And what you are is what you are feeling, how you are feeling right now. So that's how you vibrate. The law of vibration, in other words, is emotions. So you vibrate at certain level, and then you attract everything that's in the harmony with your vibration. So I'll just give you, somebody says the law of vibration, fantastic. Law of love, yes, I love that as well. So I'll just give you a very quick example. What happens with majority of people? Majority of people would say, I want more money. I want to have a happier life. I want to meet someone because that will make me happy. I want my worries to go away, right? So they say all of that, but they feel the opposite way. So if someone says, I want more money, but they constantly worry about money, they constantly check the bank account and they feel bad about it because they think it's not enough money. Where am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? How am I going to pay for my life, my living costs? So you are worrying about money. So you're not going to attract more money because you say so, and some people are so confused about it because they think the law of attraction says ask and you're going to be giving. So people ask for it and they're not receiving it. Why? Because even though you ask for it, you feel the opposite. You feel the worry, the doubt. And then some people say, I really want to meet that special someone in my life. And then they focus on how lonely they are. So they say, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. So the law of vibration says you'll receive everything you are. And if you are feeling lonely, you're going to receive more of the same because you are the source of energy and you attract everything what's in harmony with what you are. So whatever you send out as the feeling, you will get it back multiplied because that's how the law of vibration works. So, what we're going to help you to understand throughout these sessions in the next 3 days is how to shift this, how to shift it. And when you start understanding that it's the feeling is the secret, you'll be able to shift it rather than mentally and intellectually saying one thing and then emotionally, which is subconsciously, you're vibrating something else. You're going to be able to tap into your subconscious mind, change your emotional state, and then attract what you truly desire. And that is the very first step towards changing your life, towards changing the course of your life, because you are absolutely incredible being. You're marvelous and you're capable of so much more than you think. But the key is understanding. The key is your awareness. You have to expand your awareness about you, who you are, and what you are truly capable of doing. So I'm going to share a very simple exercise with you so you can see what you are like, what you are capable of doing as well. So first, when I've asked you who you are, now I believe that you're open-minded and you're at least going to entertain an idea that you are a spiritual being. And secondly, I would like you to put it into action. So I'm going to share one very simple exercise with you. And I would like you to close your eyes. And I hope you all can close your eyes, that you're sitting comfortably somewhere. Sit down and relax and close your eyes. And I want you to go to your kitchen. So in your mind, with your eyes closed, you're going into your kitchen. And in your kitchen, you see a lemon. It's on the counter. And I want you to get that lemon. And I want you to pick it up and smell it. You're smelling a lemon. You're holding a lemon in your imagination. And then I want you to peel that lemon. So I want you to get your hands in there and just start like pulling it apart, and the juices are squirting out. And get that lemon completely peeled off. And then I want you to stick your fingers down right in the middle of that lemon and just pull it apart. And now you have two halves. And now I want you to get a cutting board and a knife. And I want you to cut crosswise each half of that lemon. And then I want you to get a salt shaker and put some salt on it. And I want you to pop it into your mouth. And I want you to start chewing it. Keep chewing it. Keep chewing that lemon. And now I want you to open your eyes. And what's happening? What's happened during this quick exercise? What's happened? Can you share with us in the chat box, please? Is something happening within you? Salvating. Yes, you start salvating. I can even salvate, even though I'm not even having my eyes closed. So you're salvating. Let me tell you something. That lemon was not real. But what it did do, it put you in a physical state when you started salivating. So imagine when you start having ideas of prosperity like this, when your physical vibration would be in that vibration of prosperity, of going after what you truly desire, of really living in your imagination as if your dreams were already reality. When you start to control this process, when you put yourself into that physical experience, as we've just experienced it, when you start living that in your imagination, using what you already have, your higher mental faculties, by law, you will get it. That's how powerful you are. If you've done this exercise properly, so if you've paid 100% attention to what I was saying, you've experienced that. And some of you have said you felt everything. You felt the taste, the smell, everything, and the salvation. So I really want you guys to become aware and get to know yourself, who you truly are, what you are truly capable of doing. If you are capable of making your physical salvation in your imagination, when the lemon is not there, just imagine what you could do in your life if you understood the process of creation. If you truly want to have the life you desire, you deserve, you need to be using your 6 higher faculties in order to make it happen. Can you tell me what are your 6 higher mental faculties? Do you know that you have your higher mental faculties, which we call them as invisible gifts because you can't see it, but you have it. You were born with them. If you cannot tell me what are your higher mental faculties, it means you are most likely not using them, or at least you're not using them accordingly. Sometimes you may use them and it will work for you, but sometimes you may use them against yourself. And that's what happens when we don't understand ourselves, we don't understand the laws of the universe. And that's why sometimes our life is up and down, because sometimes we work with it using our higher mental faculties subconsciously in our favor. But a lot of time we don't understand what we're doing and we actually use our higher mental faculties against us. So those higher mental faculties are your will, imagination, memory, intuition, perception, and reason. And today, with that simple exercise, you've experienced the power of your imagination. Your imagination, and that, as Einstein used to say, is miraculous, the marvelous tool. Your imagination is more important than knowledge. So think about it. If your imagination is more important than knowledge, would you not want to learn how to use it properly? Something we're going to learn more during the next 5 sessions, because I'm going to give you more examples to see how powerful you really are. How many of you have enjoyed that exercise? If you have, you can just give me an emoji in a chat box, so I see that you're still with us, guys. So now what I would like you to do as well is I would like you to start seeing yourself from a very different perspective. So perception is also your higher mental faculty. And you can change your perception of the things you look at. And when you change your perception of the things you look at, the things you look at change as well, because you shift your perception. So your higher mental faculties are your mental muscles. And your mental muscles, just as your physical muscles, if you exercise them, they become stronger. But if you don't exercise them because you don't use them at all, or you use them very sporadically or by chance, then obviously you are not making them stronger. So it's just like going to the gym. If you go to the gym once in a while, then obviously you're not building a muscle, right? You're very weak. But if you go to the gym every single day, you become very strong because you're exercising your physical muscles. And it's the same with your imagination. For you to really start creating the life you want and deserve is with the use of your imagination every single day. You need to understand how to use it and how to direct it, so then you can attract what you are in harmony with. My mentor, Bob Proctor, used to say that we create things twice. Once in our imagination and second time in our physical world. If you can see it in your mind, you can create it in your word. That is how powerful you are. So before we wrap up today, I would like you to really look at yourself from a point of view of being mesmerized, of being absolutely in love with who you are. To look at yourself and think, oh my gosh, I'm such an incredible human being. And I really want to and desire to get to know myself more, who I am, and how I can actually help my life, because I understand what's going on in my mind, conscious and subconscious. I understand what's going on in my physical body as well. So I want you to see yourself as a source of energy, because that's who you are. And I want you to remember that whatever you send out in terms of thoughts or words, you receive it multiplied, because the energy always comes back to the source of origination, and you are that source. So I want you to start seeing yourself very differently, and I want you to fall in love with yourself in terms of being really mesmerized of what you can do. I want you to know that everything you need in order to create a happy, wealthy, healthy life, you already have. But all you have to do is to recognize it, to learn how to use it, and bring it to the surface, so you can become who you were meant to be. Before we go today, I have an assignment for you, and I would like you to start thinking of what is that you truly desire in your life. I want you to start thinking from your higher self. So I want you to think about what is that you really want, not what you think you can get. Because did you know that majority of people, about 97% of people, don't live the life they truly desire? There's only 3% of population that live the life they truly desire. Why? Because majority of people don't understand themselves. Majority of people, when they think about that they want more money or better life or happier life, they look around and they make their decisions based on the current state. They look around and they say, okay, well, I don't have enough money, so I can't invest. I don't have enough time, so I can't do anything extra. Even though there is a thought that comes to your mind of having a better life, maybe that business idea that you thought of for a long time, majority of people will not even start working towards that idea, because they will say, I don't have the money for this. I don't have the money for the business. I can't quit my job, because if I quit my job and the business doesn't work out, then obviously I'm in trouble. So what I would like you to do, I would like you to stop worrying. Don't think about what you don't have. And I want you to ask yourself, what is that you really want? And after this session today, I want you to spend some time and really think. Ask yourself this question out loud. What do I really want? What do I really want? And start writing down. Start writing down what you really want, not what you think you can get. A little bit more money if I work hard, or a little bit more money if I have another degree. That's not who you really are. That is just a very incremental increase. And that's not what you're truly capable of doing. You see, many people go after what they think they can get because we've been trained to believe that if you don't know how to get there, then obviously you're not going to get there. But what I'm encouraging you to do is to go beyond that. Be open minded and trust yourself and write down what is that you truly desire. That's the starting point of creation. And before our next session today at 7 p.m., I want you to have that goal written down. And today, later on, we're going to meet again in 7 hours, and we're going to talk about the psychology of confidence, the psychology behind your behavior, why sometimes you do the things you know you shouldn't be doing, and why you don't do the things you know that you should be doing. So I'm going to explain to you why you act the way you are acting and how to shift this. But the very first point and the first step is to know what you are so you have a goal you can focus on. Because otherwise, if you don't know what you want, then obviously you're not going to be working towards it. So before you go, guys, I also wanted to ask you one more thing. If you liked today's session, and please let me know in the chat box if you feel as if you received any value today. If you feel that you received some value today, that maybe I talked about something that really helped you to put the puzzles together, that gave you hope, that gave you that buzz, that gave you the motivation not to give up on what you truly want, please do put in a chat box #value. If you feel that you've received some value today, please do share that with me. And if you feel that there might be someone from your friends or family who may just really need to hear this, and we're just at the beginning of our masterclass, let them know about our masterclass, because you never know who you can help. So spread the word, because we're here in our community to share this incredible information that can literally help your life to transform. So please do feel free to share this, because sharing is caring. And I remember every single time when I invite people to our masterclass, I'm getting lots of text messages afterwards. Thank you so much for letting me know about this, because this is exactly what I needed to hear. This is exactly what I need that time. So feel free to share this, okay? And then just my next reminder is to really do your homework today, because when you do your homeworks that we're going to be giving you every single session, your progress is going to be very fast, because you'll have, by the end of the session 6 on Sunday, you're going to have a plan of action of what to do going forward to shift your results in your life. Okay, so thank you so much for being here today with me. Thank you so much for your feedback. If you do have any questions, you can always put them in the chat box. We will be back in 7 hours at 7 p.m. UK time, and we're going to be having extra guests today, and it's going to be a fantastic session. So I definitely look forward to be back with you guys, and have a wonderful afternoon for some of you, wonderful morning for some of you as well. And I look forward to our session number 2 at 7 p.m. UK time. Thank you so much for listening, and see you soon.